Hey, it's Boolean Gemini. Today I wanted to do a little discussion video, and today I wanted to talk about hold on, this is 3.5 millimeter jack. So recently, Samsung, hold on, my chair is way too high. There we go. So recently, Samsung revealed the Note 10. Well, they released the Note 10, and I trusted Samsung for a while to be like the techie type phone, the phone for for people who know how to do security on their own, who can get the security features by themselves. They don't have to rely on the Apple to give it to them or whatever, and then they have the freedom to make their own apps, do their own things with emulators and stuff, and have a lot more freedom than iOS. And so I always liked Android a bit better for those types of features. And then I also liked that they kept the headphone jack. 3.5 millimeter jack, sorry. So I wanted to talk about relating this to something like composite video, which has gone, obsolete. So what I'm observing from the flagship phone companies is that they want the 3.5 millimeter jack to become obsolete. However, a lot of big tech YouTubers say that the 3.5 millimeter jack, it's getting close to obsolescence. It's getting real close to obsolescence. You should just move to Bluetooth. Move to Bluetooth already. So here's what I want to say about that. Personally, I don't think the 3.5 millimeter jack is anywhere close to obsolescence yet. 3.5 millimeter jack is still the standard for analog audio. And here's why I'm saying this, is because most products have the Bluetooth, the wireless functionality as a luxury. It's not a standard of audio yet. And you can get standard analog audio with Bluetooth, and it still won't be standard. It'll still be a luxury to have Bluetooth analog audio. Now, of course, you can pay ridiculous prices to have, digital Bluetooth audio and all the fancy bells and whistles and stuff like that. But the base standard for analog audio is still the 3.5 millimeter jack, or the Apple headphone, whatever, is wired. It's sorry, I'm a little bit congested. It's not gone to Bluetooth yet. Wireless functionality is not a standard. And so I'm going to relate this to composite video. So composite video was starting to make its decline about 2002, I'm going to say. 2002-ish is when component videos just started to get popular. But what every console, right, or media player or video player, whatever used the composite component and composite, they had composite as the standard, and it would come with composite video cables, and then component would be a luxury upgrade, and it would come with composite functionality. Now, this is the standard on TVs up until very recently, actually, when the super flat screens started to become popular. Even with HDMI TVs with 1080p, even I think some 1440p TVs had every port for video. They had component, they had composite. Even today, where HDMI is everything, where HDMI is standard for video, or USB-C Thunderbolt, this flat screen, but you can't see it. I don't know why I keep looking at it, but the flat screen that I have, which is 4K, super fancy, it still has access to component video because many DVD players and cable boxes will still use component video. So it the 3.5 millimeter jack, getting rid of the functionality, we're not there yet. It takes time to become obsolete. It takes a very long time. It takes, multiple evolutions of Bluetooth, of whatever comes next after Bluetooth, whether it be just we're gonna keep upgrading Bluetooth or go to some other wired functionality like USB-C digital audio, which I think we should go. But the problem with that is that I want a separate port for audio so I can listen to music or listen to my media and charge my phone. Because in talking about it now and listening to the video right now, you're gonna think, oh, I don't really do that, But when you're out there, using your phone out in the wild, you do charge your phone and use your headphones at the same time if you have that functionality. If you don't, then I don't know what you do. You suffer without that, or you just use Bluetooth, which is fine. Sorry, bit of an interruption. So as I was saying, most TVs with the HDMI functionality had all the video ports. They even had VGA, and they had the 3.5 millimeter jack for audio. For if you wanted to, I don't know, plug in speakers to the TV, and they had the right and left audio, whatever stereo. I think it's just called stereo, standard stereo. And then we got to Toslink, and the reason TVs ditched the 3.5 millimeter jack for Toslink is because most soundbars became very popular and they're affordable. If you're gonna pay $1,000 for a TV, or $500 for a TV, you can very easily afford another $100 or $7,500, $120 for a soundbar. And most soundbars use that digital Toslink connection to get the digital surround audio. Or if you're using a media system, you use the HDMI, but that's up to you. Most people just go for the easier, soundbar setup, and that just uses the simple digital Toslink connection. So the 3.5 millimeter jack had a reason to be discontinued on flat screen TVs because the soundbar was it's affordable, right? It's at about the same cost as a 3.5 millimeter jack setup would be for a TV. Now, for a desktop, I'd still go with the 3.5 millimeter jack, and I'm using 2 sets of 3.5 millimeter jack speakers for my setup right now. But as for phones, I don't think we're there yet. There's still so much use of the 3.5 millimeter jack in audio for example, computers. All right, if I pay $20, right? $20, and I can get a really good pair of wired earbuds with the 3.5 millimeter jack. If I pay that same $20, right, for a pair of Bluetooth earbuds, it's gonna sound like crap. It's gonna be breaking up all the time. When I bring the phone too far away from my face, it's gonna fritz out. It's not gonna be as good as just having that wired connection for $20. So I'm gonna do a little story, right? Let's say you want over-the-ear headphones. So a couple months back, my dad, we were just at TJ Maxx, right? It's like the discount store, sometimes you find some good deals there. And for some reason, I needed some new over-ear headphones because the ones that I had before were just crap, and they had broken, and I was using like iPod earbuds, like not even the earpods. I was using like iPod ones, and then I had little like fuzz covers to keep them clean. And so I needed some new like over-ear headphones. So there was this one pair that was like wireless, and it had the plug, and I didn't know that was the standard because most over-ear headphones come with a 3.5 millimeter jack. So I was like, oh, this is good. I can use it on like everything because it has the 3.5 millimeter jack. So if I want to use my headphones on like something like my Game Boy, I can do that. And then if I want to listen to my phone, I can just use the Bluetooth. And it was $20, and I bought it. And it was crap. It was so bad. It would break up all the time. It was so uncomfortable. It would like catch in my hair, and it would pull my hair. It was it was very bad. And then I wanted the Zelda A10s. And so I found this guy on eBay who's selling them new for $30, $10 more than, but around in that same sort of price range, $20 to $30, or like, below $40. That's what I want to say. And so I bought them. Well, I gave my dad the shitty freaking, or sorry, I swore, the crappy, freaking Bluetooth ones that I had got at the store. And apparently he's fine with them. I don't know how. I could never deal with catching my hair and then breaking up all the time. I think he just used the cord because, with the cord it's never going to break up. And so for $30, $10 more than the thing, you can just see the quality with, 3.5 millimeter jack products. Look at the ear cups on this. They're huge. They're using soft material, felt material. It's so comfortable. This might not be, it's the only fault of this budget headset. And then of course you've got a freaking nice focus. Come on. Focus, come on. It's not gonna focus, I don't know. But you've got a nice, strong 3.5 millimeter jack connection, not a crappy one of those aux cables that they just throw in with the Bluetooth headset. So the difference in quality between 3.5 millimeter jack products and Bluetooth products is definitely noticeable. So that's why I'm making this argument that this 3.5 millimeter jack is not ready for obsolescence. It's not close to being ready for obsolescence. Well, maybe. Maybe in like 10 years. I'm going to say 10 years, and then maybe we'll have these different levels of Bluetooth, different levels of wireless capability, and wireless will become standard. Because right now, wireless is not standard. And does anybody... The flagship phones are pretty much the only thing people buy. Like, an average consumer is going to buy either the cheap version of the flagship phone, the normal version of the flagship phone, or the Plus or the E or the whatever version of the flagship phone, right? Usually, unless you're in like a super, super tight budget, usually most consumers are going to go for either the cheaper version of the flagship phone or the normal version of the flagship phone. And with the average consumer buying the cheaper version of the flagship phone, now Pixel did this great. Pixel put a 3.5 millimeter jack on the cheaper version of the flagship phone, the 3A. They put a headphone jack on there because they know, most of our consumers are going to buy the cheaper version of the flagship phone, so why don't we put the 3.5 millimeter jack on there because we know it's standard. So I appreciate that. Apple, I don't know what Apple's doing. Apple just does their own thing. I'm not gonna Apple bash because I'm not good at Apple bashing. No, and nobody listens to the Apple bashers, anyways. But Apple, I don't know what they're doing. Their cheap model of the phone is $800. Like, what are you doing? And then Samsung had it perfect. Samsung was personally for me, the best flagship phone. The S10 was killing it. The S10 was the phone of 2019, or 2018, 2019. And then they did this bull crap with the S10 where they removed the headphone jack and the SD card, move the SD card capabilities to the upper model, and then try to delete all their Apple bashing commercials. Nice job. Nice job. Way to freaking market how bad you are. That to me pisses me off. When a company does all this bashing about their great products, and then you trust them, and then they freaking delete all their commercials. We still remember that. We still remember when they freaking bashed Apple, and then headphone jack's gone. It's like they don't care anymore. Neither of their, not even the cheaper model, has the 3.5mm jack on the Note 10. It's really annoying to me. This is what I want to get out of this video, is that the standard for audio is not Bluetooth yet. We're not ready for the 3.5mm jack to go into obsoletion. We're not there yet. It's not like composite video, where after 2006, 7, 2008, where composite video was so low. But even then, TVs were still made with composite video ports. You have to wait until it is in complete obsolescence. That's what TVs did, and that's why. Do you really complain about the ports on your TV? No, because they give you so much options. What do they have, like 6 HDMI ports now? They have that component capabilities. You know? We're not ready to get rid of the 3.5mm jack. It took a long time for composite video to go into obsolescence, and component video is still not even dead yet. Not even obsolete yet. I get it that Bluetooth is the new future, but Bluetooth is not the standard. So that's what I wanted to get out of this video. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I hope to make more videos like this. And yeah, I'm going to see you guys on the next one. Like, subscribe. Peace off.